Now the statement for property number 7, first one, 2 tan inverse x equal to sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square. Okay. Now the second one, 2 tan inverse x equal to cos inverse of 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square. The next one, 2 tan inverse x equal to tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square. So these are the three properties which is not there in the EPL and we need to prove it. So let us start from the first one. Simple actually. So let's consider tan inverse x equal to theta, therefore x equal to tan theta. We want the answer in terms of sin inverse, right? We know that sin 2 theta can be written as 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta. This is the property which has to be used. And what's the value of tan theta here? Tan theta value will be x. So 2x by 1 plus x square. Now this is sin 2 theta, right? Now shift sin to right side. Therefore 2 theta equal to sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square. The last step, replace the value of theta. Theta is tan inverse x. So 2 tan inverse x equal to sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square. You have to make a note. Okay, statement and proof of property number 7. It's not there in the EPL. I'm repeatedly telling you. So let's go for the next one. The next one is similar to this. 2 tan inverse x equal to cos inverse of 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square. I think by this time you got a hint actually. 2 tan inverse should be expressed in terms of cos inverse. So we have a formula for cos 2 theta in terms of tan. It's given by 1 minus tan square theta by 1 plus tan square theta. Now substitute the value of tan theta as x here. So this will be 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square. Now cos 2 theta is this. Shift cos to the right side. So 2 theta equal to cos inverse of 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square. The last step, replace the value of theta. Therefore 2 tan inverse x can be written as cos inverse of 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square. Hope it's clear, students. Now let's go and finish the third one under this. The third one was 2 tan inverse x will be expressed in terms of tan inverse. So 2 tan inverse x equal to tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square. So the hint is use tan 2 theta in terms of tan. We have a formula. Tan 2 theta equal to 2 tan theta by 1 minus tan square theta. Right. So the value of tan theta will be x and denominator will be 1 minus x square. So this can be written as, this was tan 2 theta, right? So therefore 2 theta equal to tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square. Now replace theta. 2 tan inverse x equal to tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square. So that completes the derivation for property number 7. We need this property in the next set of problems. So that's why I have given you how to solve it. Okay, so please make a note of this and keep it with you. Now let us start the problems. Now there are illustrative problems, and after property number 6 you can see illustrative problems and exercise problems. Now let us start with the exercise problems, which are quite easy for us and which are most important. We will come back to this illustrations later on. Okay, there are not many problems of such kind, but we need to solve many problems which are given in the exercise kind. Okay, so let us start with exercise. Let us get familiar with the properties, then we will come back to illustration problems. So if I start the exercise, the first problem. Evaluate the following. The first one is sin inverse of sin 5 pi by 6. You will be noting, sir, radians I am unable to solve or finding it difficult to solve. No issues, convert it to degrees. Okay, what is 5 pi by 6 actually? 5 multiplied by pi by 6 is 30 degrees, correct now? So how much this will be? 150. If you are good enough at converting in terms of radians, do it. If not, convert it to degrees and solve it, right? So this, if I write it, this will become sine inverse of sine 150 degrees, right? Okay. Now, what was the property we studied? Sine inverse of sine x can be written as x if x belongs to, it's inside the normal ratio, right? So if x belongs to closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, minus 90 to plus 90. But 150 is more than 90, then it has to be reduced below 90 and then cancel. So this further can be written as sine inverse of sine 150 can be written as sine of 180 minus 30. Sine of 180 minus theta lies in second quadrant. Sine is positive, no change of ratio. So this will be sine inverse of sine 30 degrees. Now I can eliminate because 30 degrees is an angle which lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So now you can eliminate and simply the answer is going to be 30 degrees. Now we are solving the problems based on property number 1 and 2. Okay. So that was the first problem explanation. Let's go to the second. The second problem is cos inverse of cos of minus pi by 4. So don't start anything okay before simplifying the negative sign. So let's start this cos inverse. Cos of minus theta is pi minus cos theta. That's correct, right? Now just look at that. This looks in the form, this is in the form cos of 180 minus theta. Cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So this is theta for us now. So if I apply that allied angle concept, so this will become minus cos inverse cos pi by 4. Right? Now we have a property there. Cos inverse of cos x can be written as x if x belongs to closed interval 0 comma pi. Correct? And notice the value what we have here, pi by 4, that's 45 degrees. Surely it lies between 0 to 180. So now I can eliminate this and simply the answer is going to be, we have a minus sign, so retain. The answer is going to be simply minus pi by 4. Wow. This is how it should be done, students. So let's go to next problem number 3. Problem number 3 is based on tan inverse tan 3 pi by 4. Problem number 3, tan inverse tan 3 pi by 4. So no negative sign at all. So directly starts with property tan inverse of tan x can be written as x if x belongs to open interval minus 90 to plus 90. Correct. 3 pi by 4. What is 3 by 4 actually? It's pi by 4. That's 45 into 3. 135. Correct now. So it's more than that. More than the required, so it should be reduced. Can I write 3 pi by 4 as pi minus pi by 4? Of course we can write it. Okay, so 180 minus 45 will be 135. So this now, so tan of 180 minus theta can be written as minus tan theta because it lies in second quadrant. Now just look here, tan inverse of minus x. Tan inverse of minus x is minus tan inverse x, right? And now we can eliminate tan inverse as tan because pi by 4 is a value which lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Now on simplification, the minus sign is still there. The answer is simply going to be minus pi by 4. So we have done with problem number 3. Now let's go to problem number 4. A bit different one. Okay. Quite useful when studying for objectives. Sine inverse sine 2. Remember students, if they mention like this, it is degrees. Fine. Okay. Then directly what I can do here, I will just check whether 2 degrees is an angle between minus 90 to plus 90. Right. Of course 2 degrees is an angle between minus 90 degrees to plus 90. Correct now. But here they didn't mention it has 2 degrees. If nothing is mentioned, it is in terms of radians. Okay. Now 2 radians can be converted in terms of degrees. 2 multiplied by 180 by pi. This on solving approximately will gives me 115 degree. Approximately 114 point something it's going to be. So let me take it as 115 degrees. Now come back here. Sine inverse sine. Okay. 115 degrees. That's okay. Right. Now what is 115 degrees actually? This is not an angle. 115 degrees is not an angle between minus 90 to plus 90. Correct, right? It's not an angle. Now to reduce it, I'm going to simplify it further. This can be written as sine of 180 minus 65. 115 degrees can be written as 180 minus 65. Now sine inverse, sine of 180 minus theta, sine theta, so sine 65. Now 65 degrees is an angle between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Now surely I can eliminate these two and write down the answer as 65 degrees. That is the simplest thing. That is how such kind of problems has to be done. It's not there for our NCERT. It doesn't matter. Let us learn more than NCERT. Okay, that will be good even to go and face the topics from the entrance exam corner. So whatever necessary, you can notice the topics which are not there for the not there in NCERT for objective level questions. Now such type of problems, such type of concepts are also included. Now that is the advantage of our EPL. With NCERT only you can prepare for board examination, but with our EPL you can prepare for board examination as well as for entrance examination. Fine students, now let's move to the next. The next one is problem number 5. So problem number 5 is given by sine of pi by 3 minus sine inverse minus root 3 by 2. So I told you the first importance should be given for negative sign. Okay, so look, there is a negative sign inside inverse. Okay, simplifications will start from this sine as it is pi by 3 minus. What is sine inverse of minus x? Minus sine inverse x. We already have a minus, so this will become plus sine inverse root 3 by 2. The rest is simplification part. Sine of pi by 3 plus. How much is sine inverse root 3 by 2? Sine inverse root 3 by 2 is pi by 3 if you remember. Okay, sine 60 will be root 3 by 2, correct, right? So this is something like 60 plus 60, 120, or you can just write it as 2 pi by 3, right? I can still reduce this. 2 pi by 3 can be written as pi minus pi by 3. I told you, students who are not comfortable with radians, please convert it in terms of degrees. You will feel it very much easy. So 2 pi by 3 I told you, pi by 3 is 60, right? So this is going to be how much? 120. 120 can be written as 180 minus 60. That's how it will be done, right? Now this is just like sine of 180 minus theta. Sine of 180 minus theta will be sine theta. That's sine pi by 3. What's the value of sine pi by 3? Sine pi by 3 value will be root 3 by 2. Not at all difficult, students. You have to understand. Okay, the only thing is you should learn the properties of inverse trigonometric functions. And if you're, as I said yesterday, you need two things. The one thing is first year trigonometric formulas. Okay, and now in this chapter, whatever the properties I have done it. If you're ready with these two, okay, definitely any problems of this chapter can be done. Not too many problems actually. The problems are too less in NCERT book, as you notice. There are too less number of problems which are given. Only by practicing those problems you cannot become perfect. Okay, so please try to understand why I am giving you additional problems and making you to understand the concept. Let's move on to the next. The next one is problem number 6, given by problem number 6 is given by cos inverse minus root 3 by 2 plus pi by 2. So every problem my first look should go for whether there is a negative sign somewhere. You can notice there is a negative sign inside cos inverse. So simplification will start from this. So cos inverse of minus x is pi minus cos inverse root 3 by 2 plus pi by 4. Let's retain as it is. Let us start the simplification. Cos of pi minus. In cos table, for which angle you will get root 3 by 2? You will going to get it for 30 degrees. That is pi by 6. Correct now? And this is going to be pi by 4. Let's retain this. So cos of, if I take the LCM, so this will be 5 pi by 6 plus pi by 4. Further I can continue by taking LCM. So 6 into 4, it's going to be 24. Correct now? So it's going to be how much? 20 pi plus 6 pi. So cos of 26 pi by 24. If you still want, continue, keep simplifying. Where okay, so this can be written as 13 pi by 12. Still want, please continue. Okay, so stop it at this stage. I don't think there is any exact value after this step, so you can stop at this stage. Clear? Fine, students. Now let's go to the next one. Cos of tan inverse 3 by 4. The next problem, that is problem number 7 we have finished, sorry 6 we have finished, right? So let's go to problem number 7. Problem number 7 is given by cos of tan inverse 3 by 4. This I will explain in the second part actually. Okay, this problem I will explain in the second main. Okay, please just keep a note. Because such kind of problems are included in second main, so we'll come back to that later. So let's start with problem number 8. Don't worry, definitely I will do this in the second main. Okay, this will be my first problem in the second main. So here the 8th problem is cos inverse cos 5 pi by 4. I told you, if you are uncomfortable in radians, convert in terms of degrees. 5 into 45, pi by 4 is 45, right? Okay. Now, how much this is going to be? 225. 5 into 45, correct, right? Okay. Now, let me substitute back here cos inverse of cos of 225 degrees. But what is the domain of cos? Okay. Now, cos inverse of cos x can be written as this. The domain of cos should be closed interval 0, pi. But 225 is more than 180. So, cannot be cancelled. Simplify. Cos inverse cos 225 can be written as 180 plus 45. That's fine. You will be wondering, sir, why not 270 minus 45? Definitely we can write it. But when I go for 225 as 270 minus, cos will be changed to sine. But my outer function is cos inverse, so I want inner one also should be cos. But when I take it in terms of 180, cos will remain in terms of cos only. So that is the reason why it has not been taken in terms of 270 minus and why it is taken as 180 plus. Now let's go for it. Cos inverse of 180 plus theta lies in third quadrant. Cos is negative, so this should be minus cos 45. Cos of 180 plus theta is minus cos theta. Now a negative sign is coming inside the inverse ratio. Apply the property pi minus cos inverse cos 45. This is just like cos inverse of minus x is pi minus cos inverse x. Here x is for cos 45. Now you can see I can eliminate cos inverse and cos because 45 degrees is an angle between 0, pi. So pi as it is 45. If I want in radians, pi by 4, or the answer is going to be 3 pi by 4. So my suggestion, those who are finding it difficult in terms of radians, convert it to degrees and solve it. Otherwise, directly this can be written as pi plus pi by 4 here itself. Because I thought, okay, one problem at least, let me explain in terms of degrees, you might feel it easier. You can do this step also. So that is the 8th one. Now let's go to the 9th problem. The next 9th one is cos inverse cos 4 pi by 3. So what will be cos inverse of cos 4 pi by 3? How much is 4 pi by 3 first of all? Let us check. 4 multiplied by pi by 3 will be 60. So this is going to be how much? 240. But cos inverse of cos x you can cancel only if this angle lies between 0 to 180. It's more than 180. So let's reduce it below 180 before eliminating. So this can be considered as cos inverse of pi plus okay, 180 plus 60. That's fine, right? 180 plus 60 is going to be 240. So cos inverse, again cos of 180 plus theta lies in third quadrant. Cos will be negative, so minus cos 60. Fine. Now there is a negative sign, so cos inverse of minus 6 can be written as pi minus cos inverse cos 60. Let us eliminate this now because 60 is an angle between 0 to 180. So this can be written as pi minus 60. 60 is nothing but pi by 3, or it's simply going to be 2 pi. What is that we are using? Simply property number 1, property number 2, okay, property number 3. Property number 1 and 2 based on domain and range. Property number 3 is based on negative sign for inverse ratios. Apart from that, the first year trigonometric ratios, okay, we should know the table, we should know the allied angles. I know some of the students are feeling it difficult. The only reason is you are not ready with your first year trigonometry. Those who are ready with first year trigonometry, this chapter is not at all difficult. A simple chapter to score 8 marks. So let's go to the next problem number 10. Tan inverse tan 2 pi by 3. Problem number 10. Tan inverse tan 2 pi by 3. So what is the range of tan, the domain of tan? The domain of tan was open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So I should reduce this angle between this, okay, and then I can eliminate tan inverse and tan. So tan 2 pi by 3 can be written as tan of pi minus pi by 3. That's okay. If not, degrees and then convert. Okay. Now let's go for it. Tan inverse tan 180 minus theta. Tan of 180 minus theta in second quadrant. Tan is negative. Now don't eliminate this directly like this. Okay, that should not be done because a negative sign is there for tan inverse. So what is tan inverse of minus x? Minus tan inverse tan pi by 3. Apply the property. Tan inverse of minus x equal to minus tan inverse x. Now you can eliminate because pi by 3 is an angle which lies in this limit. So final answer is going to be minus pi by 3. That's the 10th one. So the 11th one is cos inverse cos 13 pi by 6. Cos inverse cos 13 pi by 6. So 13 multiplied by 30. How much that's going to be? 390. That's fine. My suggestion remains the same. If you're feeling it in terms of degrees, please do it now. Not at all a problem. Okay. But suggest you to practice in terms of radians because objectives most of the times, not just most of the time, every time is based on radians only. So let's go and convert this. Once again, the limit should be 0 to pi for cos. So 390 can be written as 360 plus 30. That's fine. Okay. Cos of 360 plus theta for first quadrant, cos will be positive. Right. Now I can eliminate cos inverse and cos, and the answer is simply going to be 30 degrees. Right. So the next one is tan inverse tan 7 pi by 6. The next problem is tan inverse tan 7 pi by 6. Now this should be open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? Now how much is pi by 6? Pi by 6 is going to be 30. 30 multiplied by 7, so it is 210 more than this. So reduce it. So this can be written as tan inverse tan pi plus pi by 6. 180 plus theta. Now tan of 180 plus theta lies in third quadrant. Tan will be positive. So tan pi by 6. You can eliminate this because pi by 6 is an angle between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So the answer is going to be pi by 6.